Cup, only 40 matches this season.
Yeah, Kobe Mainoo might be sitting on the bench for a few of those. I can't get my head around this one as well. The midfield, Casemiro and Fernandes playing out of position. What is the latest in Mainoo? Could he go?
There's a possibility that he goes. He started yesterday, he played the entire game, but he's not integral to the first team. It doesn't feel like right now, because you look at the changes that Ruben Amorim made in the 2 Premier League matches. Kobe Mainoo didn't get off the bench in either of them, and he tried a number of different midfield combinations against Fulham, and still Kobe Mainoo didn't come off the bench. Ruben Amorim feels that he is competing directly for the same position on the pitch as Bruno Fernandes. Last season, Bruno Fernandes started all but 5 of the 60 matches.
But Bruno Fernandes is playing out of position.
But Bruno Fernandes is playing out of position to accommodate the players they've signed.
Yeah.
That may change.
So why sign them then? If Fernandes was their best player in the playing at number 10, why sign 2 number 10s and play him out of position where he's struggling when they've got a player on the bench who's better in that position?
Because when you look at Bruno Amorim's formation, those number 10s are wide number 10s. They're players that need to have pace. That's one thing Bruno Fernandes doesn't have. So the only natural fit, or the most suitable fit for him in that system, is playing in midfield in one of the 2 midfield positions, which means the role of the other midfielder is so important, because defensively you need to do a huge amount. You need to be incredibly mobile, which is why it is slightly head-scratching when you see Casemiro play, but technically Casemiro is a brilliant player. Yes, physically he's not where he was when he was at Real Madrid at 26, winning all those Champions Leagues, but he is still a player technically who is incredibly gifted, and Ruben Amorim doesn't think that Kobe Mainoo can play that role that Casemiro does, and he doesn't think, whilst he's good going forward, is quite a good enough or the right profile to play in one of those wide number 10 positions.
On clause will now be the club's 4th largest ever sale after Cristiano Ronaldo, Romelu Lukaku and Angel Di Maria. Chelsea will have spent more than £500 million, including add-on clauses, on wingers in just over 3 years since Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital bought the club. It will be more than £650 million with strikers included, again with add-ons, but there have been significant player sales, with Chelsea likely to fully balance the books this summer on departures. Garnacho's move comes as forward Christopher Nkunku, 27, closes in on a move from Chelsea to AC Milan. Senegal striker Nicolas Jackson is also in talks over an initial loan switch to Bayern Munich, which could include an obligation to buy the 24-year-old. Player sales are important to Chelsea this summer because of UEFA sanctions, which included a fine of €31 million, £26.7 million, but also a requirement to maintain a positive transfer balance in this window to register new signings for the Champions League. The imminent transfer of Nkunku for an initial £32 million means the Blues will have banked at least £263.2 million, minus add-ons and future fees, which is a Premier League record for player sales in a summer window. They had already surpassed their previous highest total of £215.9 million, set in 2023, prior to the confirmation of the Frenchman's departure. Garnacho held talks with Chelsea in January when his priority became a move to Stamford Bridge, and United initially wanted £60 million for him. As a homegrown player, having joined United's youth system from Atletico Madrid as a 16-year-old in 2020, the fee will also be important towards meeting the Premier League's Profit and Sustainability Rules, PSR. The Old Trafford club have already spent £200 million on a new forward line of Benjamin Sesko, Mateus Cunha and Brian Bumo. Garnacho's last competitive game for United was May's Europa League final, after which he questioned Amorim's decision not to start him in 1-0 defeat by Tottenham. Although he did go on the club's post-season tour of Asia, he was not selected for the 3-match summer trip to the United States. Garnacho was ordered to train at different times to Amorim's squad, along with fellow outcasts Tyrell Malacia, Jadon Sancho, Antony and Marcus Rashford, who subsequently joined Barcelona on loan. When asked about the player's future in Chicago, boss Amorim said sometimes things don't work out.